Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here we successfully get all that our monster data, right? Here we get all the data from our this API as a monster.js. So from to this position we get all the data and visible it in our front end. And how can do that work? I hope friend it's very much clear to you. And now in this video I want to work in our this search. Okay, here whatever the name you will search, that will be get this data. So if you want to do that work, so first of all we have to find our appropriate this file location, right? Into this file location, if you go to our index, that is index.html, and into the index.html they have one of the form, like here you can see that is one of the form. Okay, so that is one of the form. So now into this form area they have one of the ID. You can see there is an ID name as a search monster. So that is one of the ID as a search monster. So also we have to get this data. Whatever the things you will be type in here, first of all we have to get all that our key value. So let's do that work. For doing this we have to add one of the listener, our listener ID, that is one of the search monsters. Better I copy it. And now if you go to our index.js, and into this index.js, after this, okay, after this I want to do, first of all I want to take one of the documents, that will be as a document. I simply take one of the document, and here first of all we have to get that ID, right? We have to get that ID, then that will be as a query selector. So with this query selector I want to get this ID. If you want to get this ID, as I told you before, that will be as a hash and then your ID name, right? I successfully get this ID, and after this I want to add one of the listener, that will be add event. Okay, add event listener. So into this add event listener, first of all we have to find out our type, right? Our which you can see it's also suggested the type as a key of event element map. So our type, that will be one of the key up type. Okay, whatever the things you will be passed, so that will be one of the key up type. I want to take it, our type will be as a key, okay, key up, and then I want to add one of the function. Okay, that will be one of the function. I simply loaded one of the function, and then I want to pass one of the into this function area. Here I want to pass one of the event. Okay, so I simply pass one of the event. Why I'm actually passing that event, I will show you what exactly that event actually contains. So in particular that position here I want to first of all take one of the constant, a constant variable. I just name it as a keyword. Okay, I name whatever the name actually you choose, that is one of the variable name, that is keyword. And into this keyword I have already passed one of the parameter in our function area as an event, right? So with this event then we have to go to the target, and then we have to go to that value. Okay, whatever the value you will actually pass it from to this our search box, that means that is our search box. Whatever the value will be passed from here, it will be get that value in our event. Okay, into the event there is a target and then the value. And I want to do what if you want to make it some of the capital character, I want to make it as a lowercase. Okay, so here I get that all value as a lowercase. So if you want to get that as a lowercase, what exactly you have to do, I hope you already remember that as a to lower, right? So that will be as a to lowercase. Okay, so I make it as a to lowercase. I simply call that method, so that is a to lowercase, then automatically that will be as a lowercase. And now if you want to check it, first of all I want to show you, then that will be very much clear to you. That will be as a console log, and with this console log I want to show that our this keyword. Okay, I want to display this keyword, and also I want to do better for a better understanding, I also want to display that our this event. So I make it as a with the console log. With this console log I want to pass that e. Simply understand what exactly the things that will be actually do. I print as event, that means that is actually our parameter event, right? And then I pass it as event targeted value with the lowercase as a keyword, and that is our keyword. Now if you click as a save all, and now if you go and I want to refresh this page first, and now go to that inspect. Into this inspect, if you go to that console, okay, into this console, now whatever the things you will actually pass it in here, like I make it as a kazi. Okay, kazi, and you can see friend it successfully get first of all there is a ka, and then there is a kazi, there is a kaz, and then kazi. That means one by one it's actually get all the data. Okay, that means that is all that our keyword. Here I display two things. Here I display one of the event, and also I display that our keyword. So what exactly that event? Event means right now if you go like here, you can see there is one of the event, there is also another event. If you open this event here, what exactly I have write down, I write down as a E, and then there is will be one of the target, and into this target that will be one of the value, right? Now if you go, that means that is our event, and into the event that is one of the target, you can see there is a target. So if you open this target, and here you will get another value, like you want to do, that is the maximum, and then on, if you go right just down, and then there is another one, better I click it, and now that will be loaded another one. You can see that is the value, and this value what, as a Kazi, I am actually write down as a Kazi, right? I hope you get some of the idea why I'm actually passing that event. So now with this event I access the target, and that will be our targeted value. I get the targeted value, I get this targeted value without this variable as a keyword. Okay, I hope friend you get this idea, and that is actually our value. So if you write down as a another one, I name it as a Aryan. Okay, Aryan, and now you can see it's now first of all get one by one all that letter, that is AR, and then the ARI, then one by one it's getting all that our character, and that will be our event. So now we have to do, we have to search it. That means, right, whatever the name you will pass it from here, that is our keyword, right? So this keyword will be searched in our all that monster name and then email, right? So with this it will be get appropriate all that our monster picture. So if you want to get it, then what exactly you have to do, first of all we have to get our this key, right? If you go, that means I have already get all that our monster. You can see there is a show monster, and I just named that class name as a monster, right? So now I want to actually search in particular that position, because into this area there is one of the child, and one of the child element as a images, another one is a name, another one is a email, right? We have to search with by this name, and also we have to search by this email, right friend? I hope you get some of the idea. First of all, I'm going to get our this monster, that means this class. If you want to get it after this, okay, here after this I want to take better one of the variable or the constant variable. I just name it as a find, okay, find monster, this type of another variable. And then what exactly you have to do, that will be as a document, and then we have to get that our query selector all, because they have the multiple monster dev, right? For the reasons here I want to do and to find add that our query selector all method. So with this all method I want to find out which things I want to find that our monster, right? So that will be our class name as a monster. And here there is multiple one, I want to do and to make it as a dot, and then that is our monster. Great. So now it will be query in our this monster all the dev. I simply loaded that things in here. Now it's simple. I want to do and to run one of the for loop one by one, that will be check all that our monster, right? So I name that one of the for loop, and then I want to take one of the variable as a monster. Let monster of our, I have already get all the data in our this variable, so that will be as a find monster. Okay, here I simply take it, and then I want to find out all that. First of all I want to check it, then that will be better. With the console log I want to find out all that our child component. Okay, that means that with this monster right now, with this monster I want to do and to get that children. Okay, that will be as a children, right? So that is a children. Children means what? Children means here I have already there is a name, as a there is one of the email, and also there have one of the images, right? So that is all that our class. So that is our dev class, and this dev class there is a children as the image, name, and then email. So first of all I want to do and to get all the things. Let's check this out. It's perfectly get all that our monster children or not. That means the children dev. Click as a save all, and now if you go click as a refresh. Okay, here I refresh it, and now I want to write down as a Kazi. Okay, Kazi, and now you can see it's now perfectly get that all HTML collection. Okay, if you open any one HTML collection, yes, you can see there is a 0 index as image, 1 index as a name, and 2 index as an email. Okay friends, so I hope it's very clear. Perfectly we get all that our child dev, and into this child dev there is a first index is started with the 0. That means in our 0 index area that will be as image, 1 index will be as a name, and 2 index will be as an email. So now we need actually 2 of this, right? There is a name and then email. So first of all, I want to get this name and then email. If you want to get it, that means here, okay, after this I want to do I take one of the variable as a constant variable. I just name it as a name, okay, or monster name, whatever actually choose, I name it as a name. And then with this monster, right, so that will be as a monster because that is one of the for loop. I have already get that our all data in here, that will be as a our this variable. Right now into this with this monster that will be as a children. Into the children area, I want to get which data. I want to get that one index data and then the two index data, right? So there is a one and then there is a two. I want to get that one index data. So if you want to get this one index, then what exactly you have to do in here? So that will be one index, okay. And I want to get that one index data inner text. So that will be inner not HTML, but I want to make it as inner text, okay. That is inner text. I want to get that inner text and I want to take the things with the lowercase. That will be the two lower case, okay. I simply call that our this method. Great. And also I want to do the same things for our email. I take one of the variable as the email, and email will be with this monster and then the children are for the email or index as a 2, right? If you go, you can see for the email or index as a 2. I want to get that as a 2, and then also that will be the inner text, okay, inner, that is the inner text. I want to get that this particular email inner text, and also I want to make it as a 2 lowercase, okay. I simply take that as a 2 lowercase. That means that will be get by this lowercase. So now if you want to check it what exactly the data is output, like I make it as the console log. With this console log, I want to check that name, okay. I want to check that name, and also I want to check that email, because here I have already take both of these variable. Like I take all that our child one index as a name and then our two index as email. So now if you click as a save all, I hope friend step by step everything is very clear to you. It's very easy if you understand, okay. If you now click as a refresh, now you can see it's now display all the things. Right now I want to make it as a Aryan, okay. I make it as a Aryan. So yes, you can see it's now perfectly get all that our name. You can see it's now perfectly get that name, and also it's perfectly get that email address, okay. There is email address and there is a name. That means right now what exactly we have to do? Now we have to that is whatever the keyword you will search it in here. Now with this, that will be matched with our this name rather than this email, okay. It will be match, and if this match, then that will be get this data. So that is the simple work now we have to do in here. So if you want to check it, then that is another method as the includes method, okay. With this includes method, I want to check in our email field area, that is this key. That means whatever the things will search in from here, that will is matching or not, okay. So but I show you, I put one of the if condition, that is if condition, and into this if condition area our first work is the name, right? And then into this name I want to write down our method as include, okay, includes method. And with this includes method, here I want to pass our keyword, and that means that is actually our keyword, right? So I want to just get all that our value, that means targeted value, and I take the things with this variable, right? Targeted value means what? Whatever the things you will write down in here, that is our targeted value. I take the things with this variable. Now I want to check it, and also I want to check it in our email, right? So that will be as or means double pipeline, and that is our or, and then email field, and into this email I also want to include, okay, includes. So that is includes method. I want to declare this includes method, and here that will be also as a keyword, right? And now what exactly I want to do? Better I want to first of all check it. If it's perfectly get this data, then that will be displayed as a onto the console log as a done, okay. This type of one of the message that will be returned. Now let's check this out, and here they have one of the error, in particular that position one is the error, and that is a keyword. You can see here we have to finish it, okay. That is a keyword, and or it will be checked in our email with this includes method. That is our keyword, and that is our ended, and that is our started, okay. Perfect. And then that is our, it will be display as a console log as a done. Now click as a save all. Now if you go click as a refresh, So right now, like there is one of the SAZE. Okay, I make it as a SAZE, and now if you go here, right now you can see it's now perfectly get out this name. Okay, it's perfectly matched. For the reasons it's now display as a done, right? That means it's perfectly working. Now we have to simply get this data and we have to visible it. So if you want to visible it, then here right now we don't need any console log. I remove this console log, I remove it. Okay, I simply remove it because now I want to display out this tab. Also I remove this, I also remove this. Okay, for education purpose I'm actually display all the things. Now in our this if condition area, when that will be match, okay, in our when it will be get that appropriate name in our name field or the email field, then that will be display, right? That will be display in our this monster, that is our monster. And with this monster here I want to pass that as style. Okay, that will be the style, and in this style display, into this display I want to make it as a block. Okay, that will be as a block. That means if we get perfectly, then our block type will be executed. And else, okay, else I make it as a else it will be display as a none. So that is a monster, and with this monster then that our style, and then the display, our display class will be as a none. Okay, then that will be as a display none. That means this will be not display anything. Perfect. So friend, that's all the things you have to do. Okay, better I want to organize this code. That is our another one. Perfect. So friend, that's all. Okay, that is the all code you have to write down. And now I hope every line is very much clear to you what exactly the things I have done in here, right? And now if you go to our project, right now we don't need any console. Now click as a refresh. I want to search with the SAG. Okay, I make it as a SAZE. Yes, you can see it's now successfully get this data. Okay, it successfully get this data. And also if you search with the miss, I want to find out that the miss MISS, you can see it's one by one it's get all the data without loading that page. That is a miss. Yes, you can see it's now perfectly get our miss data which actually contained into the name area. If you want to search with the email, like as a Barsa, I make it as a BRIA. Yes, you can see it's also perfectly get this data. And if it's not appropriate, like here I make it as inappropriate, now you can see it's now making our another display like as a monster style display as a none. For the reasons you can see it's totally gone. Okay, it's totally gone. That means everything is executed perfectly, right? I hope friend you like it very much. So in our next video I want to display about our 404 page. That means when it will be get nothing, you can see now that is totally none. Here I want to load our 404. How can do that work? In our next video I will show you that things with a live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.